Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hi. This is the biggest crowd I've seen in here in a long time. I'm so excited to see everybody. This is great. All right. My name is Carrie Cambron. I'm the director of REHAB. I see quite a few new faces. So I've been here a little over 3 years. I came in as part of the new team when they brought ACTS Rehab in-house. So I'm also a physical therapist by trade, so you may see me, torturing some folks along the way, as well as pushing papers. So do a little bit of both. Today we're going to talk about, obviously, a very popular topic. The floor is your friend. Right? So fitness and rehab went through a training earlier this year. Most of us come out of therapy school knowing how to teach you to get on and off the floor. But this course really went in depth and taught us the reasoning, the mechanics behind it, and then also some, fun tricks and other exercises to help you, maximize that and become independent. So they developed this nice PowerPoint so that we could share it with everyone. We did have a couple of brave volunteers earlier this year that participated with us. And so they were our guinea pigs, and we are very appreciative of them. But now we get to share it with everyone. Okay, so some of our objectives today. We're going to understand why getting up and down from the floor is a basic skill that everyone needs. Understand how the inability to get up and down the floor is actually a measure of your health. We're going to review the many benefits of being able to get up and down. We're going to review different ways to get up and down, and I may have volunteered Melissa to demonstrate those for me. And then we are going to review ways that your ACTS Rehab team and your fitness team and you can achieve the ability to get on and off the floor. All right, so a lot of you are probably wondering, why should I care about the floor? Why should I make it my friend, right? A lot of things we hear is, I don't do anything on the floor, so why should I get on and off of it? I also hear, I live at ACTS. Someone's always available to get me off the floor if I get on it, right? And then another thing we hear a lot is, well, this hurts or this hurts, and that's not something I want to do. So we want to change the way that you think about that. We don't want you to be fearful of the floor. We want you to be comfortable with getting up and down. All right. It is basic and it is necessary. So it is a skill that everyone should have to get on and off the floor. I think we can all agree that it's very important that we be able to get in and out of our beds, or up and down off of our couches, or just walk around the community, right? We all agree those are things we should do. The floor transfers are also things we should do. We really should elevate the importance of being able to get up and down. And the reason being is being able to get up and down not only increases your ability to do other activities, but it also reduces your risk of injuries and falls. All right, I'm turning it over.
All right, show me how to progress. How to progress. Here?
Yeah.
In? Okay. All right, so Carrie touched on why it's important to have the ability to get up and down off the floor. First off, if you're going somewhere that has low seating areas, such as a park bench, maybe a bus has low seats, or maybe you have family members that have furniture with cushions and you're nervous about getting up and down. So you want to have the ability to be able to go to those places that maybe have areas of seating that are low, are cushion seats, and you don't want to have that anxiety. Oh, I can't go over to Sue's house because I know she's got a sofa that if I sit in it, Sue's going to have to help me get up from it, right? So having that ability and that strength to get up and down from those type of surfaces or areas is very important. If you can get up and down from the floor, you can likely enjoy a picnic or an outdoor event, right? So how long has it been since you've been on a picnic and you've laid out a blanket and you've actually gotten down? Right? You're probably going to avoid something like that. If somebody invites you on a picnic, you're going to be like, I either have to bring my own chair, or I hope they have a seating area for me when I get there. So it can limit you from enjoying such activities as going on a picnic or doing outdoor things, such as going and watching a fireworks show with your family, right? There's not necessarily high seating there. You usually have to sit on the floor or bring your own chair. So that's something to think about also. If you can get up and down off the floor, you can likely do this. Go fishing, right? Many of you enjoy going fishing, right? But do you have that ability to be able to sit on the dock and dangle your feet in the water? That's something that's relaxing, isn't it? So if we have that leg strength and flexibility, perhaps we're able to sit down on that dock and put our feet in the water, correct? Right? If you enjoy going fishing, what do you have to do when you go fishing sometimes? Not if you're on a dock. What else do you have to do if you go fishing? Get on the boat, right, Claude? Claude goes fishing, deep sea sometimes, is it? You're out on the canals, right? So Claude goes fishing about 2 or 3 times a year with his family, okay? So he knows that he's got to stay in exercise class to be able to fish, to be able to get on and off that boat, right? So having that ability and keeping that strength is really important. Enjoying the beach with your family. It's unfortunate that because we lose leg strength and the ability to get up and down, we limit ourselves from going out and doing things such as going to the beach. Perhaps you're even nervous about walking in the sand. Maybe it's gotten to that point. What if you were out there and you tripped and you fell, right? Who's going to come and pick you up, right? So those things are things we think about. Maybe we're not going on those vacations to the beach because we are nervous that we may trip and fall or not be able to get in and out of that beach chair, right? If you can get up and down on the floor, you can do this. You can play with your grandchildren. You can play with your animals. Children, young children, tend to like to play on the floor, right? Would it be nice to get down there with them and interact with them instead of having to stay up real high in a chair, right? Christmas, during Christmas time, you like to get down on the floor and have the kids open up their presents, right? So there again, having that ability to get up and down on the floor allows you to enjoy your family also. Okay, if you get up and down on the floor, you can clean up spills right away. So think about this in your apartment, right? You've spilled something on the floor, okay? You either have to wait for somebody to come pick it up, help you clean it up, right? Or you have to wait for maybe housekeeping. Maybe you have to call housekeeping. But wouldn't it be nice to be able to just to take that rag or that paper towel and get down and wipe that spill up? That's a nice independence thing to be able to do, right? So let's stop here. You're probably asking, yeah, I hear this. I want to do these things, right? But where do I start? I've lost the ability to get up and down off the floor. My knees hurt, my hips hurt. I can't do squats. I can't do lunges because it hurts, right? So where do I start? You're telling me all these things, but what are some things that I can do to help to start strengthening my legs, increasing my range of motion, and becoming more flexible to be able to maybe not get all the way down and up off the floor, but have the ability to even possibly get to a chair or even maybe crouch or bend, right? So you have these plates with you. We're gonna do a few exercises. No, I'm not gonna have you get on the floor, which, and no, I'm not gonna have you stand up, okay? There are a lot of exercises that you can do standing. Of course there is, right? But some of us don't have that ability. And guess what? That's okay. There's a starting point. So we're not going to start with the plate. We're going to start with some neck movements, some spinal stretches, okay? And then I'm going to move in to some lower body exercises that you can do with these plates to help strengthen your inner thighs, and your hamstrings and your glutes, okay? So I just want you to sit up nice and tall in your chair with me, okay? I want you to press your shoulders down away from your ears, and I want you to create space between your ears and your shoulders, okay? So a lot of times we're crunched up like this, so we're just gonna press those shoulders down away from the ears. Now, I want you to turn and look over your right shoulder. So just slowly turn and look over that right shoulder. So look at the person to your right or outside. And then turn and look center. Now turn and look over your left shoulder, right? So a little neck mobility. We're going to go into why that's important after this. And now look center. Now keeping the shoulders pressed down away from the ears, tilt your right ear to your right shoulder. Now, without touching the person to your left, take your left hand down and out to the side and just press that shoulder down away from the ear. So you're just stretching out the left side of that neck. If the person to the left of you doesn't mind that you're touching them, that's fine. You can touch them. All right, now bring it up. Now go ahead, take your left ear to your left shoulder, take your right hand down to the side, and I just want you to press that right shoulder down away from your ear and feel a nice stretch in your neck. If we have limited mobility in our necks, it can cause us to have difficulty to look around us, to look down, so we want that mobility in our necks. Now let's bring that up center. Now let's use breath. I know we're close to each other, but I want you to inhale, raise your arms up. Everybody reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. Now as you exhale, I want you to lower your right arm, and can you reach up and over to your right side with your left hand? Can you touch the person to your right? I'm just joking. Don't do that. That's reaching too much. Now inhale, come up, please. Now exhale, lower your left hand, and can you reach over with that right arm? Try to touch the person to your left with your right arm. If you can take your plate home today. Just kidding. All right, inhale, bring it up. Now exhale, lower it down. Now we're gonna start with some basic kicks. I want you to bend your elbows. This is very basic. Make a loose fist. Now we're gonna kick and punch to the front, right to left leg. Follow me. Here we go. It's right kick and left kick. Good. It's right kick and left kick. Strengthening our quads. We have 12 more. 11. Very good. 10. You've got it. 9. Can you do 8 more? Here. Go 8. Are you squeezing the top of your thigh? 7. Your quads. 6. Good. Go 5. And go 4, and go 3, and go 2, and go 1. Okay, now that plate, take your right heel. You may need to scoot to the edge of your chair, okay? I want the right heel on the plate, and I want your right toes pulled up, all right? You're gonna feel a little bit of tension in your shin. That's okay. Now, I'm going to do a little forward to back motion with my arms, but we are going to take our right leg out and in. I want your focus to be on that right hamstring, okay? So that's what we're gonna be using. So let's start. Here we go. Push it away from you, pull it back to you. Push it away, pull it back. Push it away, drive through the heel. Out and back and out and back. Reach a little further for 12. Not that far. 11, oh my gosh. 10, he's kicking it to me. 9, and pull back through that heel. 8, and pull it back. 7, I'm starting to feel my right leg. 6, and pull it back. 5, drive that heel in. 4, squeeze. 3, and back. 2, and back. And 1, now hold, okay? Hopefully you felt your right leg a little bit. Now this one's gonna be a little tougher. We all have to go in the same direction. Put your whole right foot on your plate. Now, a very important part of being able to get down and up is to have strength in your abductors and your adductors, your outer and inner thighs, okay? You may not be able to stand to work those muscles, so guess what? You can do it with the plate. Watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go out to the side with my whole foot, and then I'm gonna bring it back in with my inner thighs. Let's give it a try. Here we go. To the right and pull it in. To the right and pull it in. Press that foot into that plate, right? Out and in. Let's go for 12. Good. 11, and squeeze. Y'all look awesome. 10, ooh, 9, and pull it in. 8, you've got it. 7, can you push it a little further? 6, a little more power. 5, let's go. 4, ooh, how's that right leg feeling? 3, 2, and 1. How did that feel on that right leg? Okay? Right? It's effective. It works. And guess what? You don't have to get on the floor and you don't have to stand up, okay? For time, we won't go to the left leg, but you may want to, try it out while you're listening to the rest of the presentation. A few stretches. We're going to take the right foot out so you can take it off the plate. Hands on your thighs here. Now we're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to hinge forward. And you can keep your hands on your thighs. You can take it down to your shin or down to your toe. This helps increase the flexibility in our hamstrings, in our glutes. So how's it feeling? Is it a little tight? Do you maybe need to work on that a little bit, right? Okay. Now bring it up. Now, last stretch is really important, and it's the hips. When we hold a lot of tightness in our hips, it can prevent us from crouching down low, right? Okay? So, you want to stretch those hips out. So, if you can bring your right leg on top of your left leg, okay? And you can open that hip, right leg on top of left, whichever I said. Now, if you don't feel that, you can lean forward. You can hinge forward. Oh, you feel that? Okay, how do your hips feel? Are they tight? Lindy, yours are not tight. No, they're not. No, because she does floor stretching every week. All right, and up and release, okay? So that was just a little mini routine that you can do to increase the flexibility in your neck, your spine, increase the strength in your lower body, and a few stretches that you can do to help you as well, okay? So don't think that you have to stand or you have to get on the floor. There's a plethora of exercises that can help you strengthen and condition. That's just an example of a little piece of that, okay? All right, moving on. If you can get up and down on the floor, you can pick things up, right? What about isn't that funny they have money? I wonder what if we put $100 bill right here. You can get down. Yeah, you could probably get down. But what if you drop your keys? What if you drop your fruit? You got to pick them up. What if you drop your glasses or your hearing aids? Got to get them, right? And if you don't have that ability or that strength to get up and down off the floor, you're going to maybe have to call somebody or ask somebody, right? Okay? You can tie your shoes, right? So what happens if you're out at a park and you're walking and your shoe comes untied? Call mama. Okay, you can call your mom. All right. Find a bench, right? But you have to have that flexibility to get down and tie that shoe, right? Okay? So another important thing there. Get Velcro shoes. There you go. There's a solution. We didn't think of that, right? Velcro shoes don't last as long? Okay. All right. You can get in and out. The specific one of this is a sports car. So how many of your grandkids or your children have sports cars? Okay, some of you have pretty sporty cars. I've seen them in the parking lot, right? And what is it about a sports car? They're low, right? So if your son has that new sports car and he wants to drive you around in that sports car, you want to be able to get in and out of it, right? You want to have that strength. You want to have that flexibility. Okay, so that's important too, maybe not. We already talked about the outdoors. If you're going outdoors and you can't get up and down, especially in low areas such as benches, you think about having to bring your own chair, or maybe you just avoid it altogether, and that's unfortunate. But those are things we sort of take for granted when we have to think about them. We're like, wow, that really limits me at this point. So we talked about exercises we can do. We do have classes here that a lot of you are involved in, and we do have a specific floor stretching class, which we do get down on the floor, and we do just stretches on the floor. So you're not up and down. Okay, and there's stretches that you would get from our rehab department, okay? And Kayanne, what do you say? If we get you down on the floor, what? We can get you back up, okay? So once you're down, we can get you back up. So, and we also have chair yoga, okay? So today, if you were feeling tight when you did your hamstring stretch, come with us on Fridays. Try some chair yoga. Guess what? It's not going to hurt. It can only help you, right? So take those steps, because we have classes, and rehab has exercises that they can give you to help increase your flexibility. And lastly, y'all, you're going to have more confidence, and you're going to be able to enjoy the things that you want to do, and it's not going to limit you. So even doing a little bit of strengthening, a little bit of stretching is going to go a long way in helping you be able to enjoy life and the things that you enjoy doing. Okay, I'm going to turn it back to Carrie, y'all. Thank you.
Okie dokie. Y'all didn't know you were going to get a workout today, did you? I'm sweating a little bit, okay? All right, so did you know? We always like to have some fun, I don't know if these are fun, but fun facts. So the ability to get up and off the floor makes you less likely to have a serious fall or related injury in the next 12 months. And then, an added health benefit, individuals that can rise from the floor are also less likely to experience functional decline or death in the following year than those that can rise independently. So those are just some big facts. And a little bit scary, right? It sounds a little intimidating, but it's just another reason that if you can achieve that ability, or even just get a little bit stronger and work towards it, it's gonna have a positive impact on your health. All right, we don't want you to be this person, right? We don't want you to get stuck on the floor. Unfortunately, we see this not only here, but everywhere that I've worked. people who have fallen, they cannot get up, they can't reach their phone, and their pendant is in their bedside table, right? Okay, I'm going to make you tell on yourself. How many of you actually wear your pendant every day, all day? Okay, maybe a few more than I expected. Good job, guys. Thank you. So unfortunately, we don't always fall in the most convenient locations, right? Sometimes it's in the shower. Sometimes it's outside. Sometimes it's by our bed, but maybe not close enough to our bed. And I hear a lot of times, well, I keep my cell phone with me, I'll be okay. Ladies, you know your pants don't have pockets that hold cell phones. You can't tell me they do. None of mine do. So I know you don't have your cell phones with you all the time. So there are situations in which you could fall and not have access to help. You're having to wait to call out and hope someone hears you, or hope that your friend comes knocking at your door to check on you. Or maybe you have a dinner date and you don't show up, and that's how they find that you fall. We don't want that scenario. And so there's really, to me, there's a 3-step program for that. 1, have your pendant on you at all times. You live at Axe, it's a benefit, right? So keep that pendant on you. 2, get with rehab. Let us teach you how to get on and off the floor. And then 3, carry out that fitness program with Melissa to stay strong so that you can get on and off the floor. Unfortunately, falling and laying there for a long time can cause some serious side effects. Dehydration, wounds. It can cause injuries to your kidneys and to your joints, to your bones. And unfortunately, in really severe cases, we have had people die from laying there way too long. So we want to avoid this at all costs. All right, so the good news is, by simply asking you a question, studies have shown that you can accurately predict your health by telling me if you can get on and off the floor. So, my question is, how much difficulty do you think you have in getting down and up from the floor? You don't have to answer out loud, but get one of the answers in your head, okay? A, I can do it myself, and I don't need help from furniture. I don't need help from another person. Okay? B is I can do it, but I may need a chair or a piece of furniture. And then C is I cannot do it, or I'm even too afraid to even try. Okay? So if you answered A, this is the best case scenario. This is a great place to be. Studies show that if you answered A, I can do it completely independently, no chair, no help from anyone, you are a lower fall risk, you're less likely to be frail, and you're likely independent and have a lower risk of disability. So this is ideally where we want you to be. If you answered B, this is kind of where we start to get in that gray area. You can get up, but you need something to help you get up, right? A lot of us kind of crawl over and may use the bed, or we may use the couch to help us push up. And that's good because you can still get up, but unfortunately, studies do show that if you require a piece of furniture, you are more likely to fall, and you are at a higher risk of future disability. So if you're in this area, kind of this gray area where I can do it, but I'm not completely confident with it, this is a good place to start. Whether you go to fitness or you come to rehab, it's kind of a good place to get going. Now, if you answered C, you can't do it at all, or you need a lot of help, or you're just too afraid to try, this is where you need to take action. Because unfortunately, in this category, studies do show that you are considered frail, you're a much higher risk of falls, and you're a much higher risk of disability. So if you fall in this category, this is really where you need to come to rehab and be like, I am too scared to do this, teach me how. And this is where we can help you figure out how to do it, and then we can develop a program to keep you strong and do it through fitness so that you can continue to get on and off the floor. All right, so this is where Melissa is my guinea pig. So we're going to go over 3 common ways to get on and off the floor. This one they named Will You Marry Me? I don't think it has an official name, but this is probably the technique that at least 50% of people use. All right, so to get down, you're going to go to a knee. You're going to go to your side, either side, and then you're going to lay on down. Beautiful. All right, now to get back up, you're going to reverse this. You're going to sit up to your side. Good. Then you're going to come up to a knee, and then you're going to push yourself up. All right. Yes, very good. Very good. Oh, yes. If you can't see it, if you can see the side TV, you should be can see her a little bit better maybe.
I'll show you in my office.
All right, the second most common is staying off my knees. So a lot of people, if you don't want to put pressure on your knees, it's more of a bear crawl. So you're going to kind of come forward into a bear crawl. Good. Okay, and then you're going to kind of come down to your side, avoiding your knees, and then you lay down. Beautiful. To get back up, it's kind of the opposite. You're going to sit up to your side. Perfect. And then you push up into a bear crawl position, not a tabletop position. Good. And then you kind of walk yourself back up. Very good. All right, and the hardest one. I didn't prep her for this one. Okay, it's called I've Got This. So this one, if you can do this one, you're very flexible and you're very strong. And this is why we're making Melissa do it. All right, so you're going to kind of sit down into a deep squat, and then you kind of just sit back on your bottom. You can use your hands. Yeah. Yeah, this one's tough. And then, of course, you would lay down because you're on the floor. And then you're going to sit back up. You can come to your side if you need to. Good. All right. And then you got to push into a squat. Beautiful. And then you're going to push yourself back up. So, lovely. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not sure I could do that one right now, so I appreciate you. So that one is probably the most advanced version we have. But there are people here that can do it. In our practice, we had people who could do this here, so it's not out of reach. So we saw the 3 kind of most common. This video is just a kind of a collection of older adults and how they get on and off the floor. And what you're going to see in this video is not everyone does it exactly cookie cutter like Melissa just did. We all have different limitations, right? Some of us, our shoulders don't go as high as others. Some of our knees hurt. So this is going to show you the different variations. And you're also going to see people use a chair. Chair is not a bad thing, but we want to get stronger from that. So we'll watch this. Okay, so a lot of different techniques, right? Everyone kind of has their own variation in the way they do it. All right, so how can rehab help you? We hear this a lot. I can't do it. My legs are stiff. I have arthritis. I have bad knees. So, as those examples shown, there are a lot of different techniques that we can teach you. And as rehab, we're trained to analyze and assess your limitations and your strong points, right? So we're going to use those to create the best technique for you. And no one likes to hear this, but exercise, stretching, strengthening, it's actually good for arthritis. So I know no one wants to do it, but it's actually the best thing you can do for your knees if they hurt. The next thing we hear a lot is I can't do it because of my back. Oh, I have bulging disc. Oh, this is going on with my back. Same thing. We're trained to assess those challenges you're having and to modify and teach you ways to get on and off the floor that don't hurt your back. And same thing with back pain. If it's painful, chances are strengthening, stretching is going to help. And then same thing, we hear this a lot, my wrist or shoulders are bad. Once again, we can help modify the movements. We can teach you different ways to protect your joints while you're doing it. So rehab is a great place to start if you're not sure. If something hurts and you're afraid to do it, come to us. We'll assess and we will modify, and then we're going to give you exercises to help build and strengthen, to stretch those parts that need stretching. And once we bring you in, we're going to work on those. We're going to teach you how to get up and down, and then we're going to send you over, and you're going to stay strong with Melissa or stay strong in the fitness center. So it really is, it's a group effort. It takes your hard work paired with our knowledge, paired with Melissa working you out every day to keep you strong enough to get on and off the floor. All right, we have one more video. And I heard you guys ooh and ah at the lady that just went down into the little sit and came right back up. So this video is going to impress you. But this is actually a test that has the ability to kind of gauge your health. So we'll check it out. All right, well, the good news is if you come to therapy, we won't make you do this. Unless you're just feeling froggy and want to try it. We have other ways to assess. I mean, basically, like I said, that question, can you get on and off the floor, is the most accurate answer because you're going to tell the truth. You're going to tell me how confident you are that you can do this. So, if you're ever getting crazy, come on down. We have a mat. We can try this. All right, so I'm going to turn it to Melissa for this last slide. Like I said before, the Rehab Fitness Resident Partnership is what is going to make this possible. So I'm going to let Melissa talk a little bit about that.
All right, so after everything you've seen today, after everything we've gone through, what are some things now that maybe you're motivating you to possibly get into fitness or talk to rehab about being able to get up and down off the floor or to have the ability to pick things up? Anybody want to? Is it maybe to go on a trip? Maybe to go on a vacation? Yeah? Maybe to get in and out of a sports car? Maybe to go on a picnic? So these are just some motivational quotes, and we're going to give you these at the end of the talk today. But I really like the one that says, today is the youngest you will ever be. Get moving, right? It's never too late, y'all. And y'all have such a great opportunity in this community. You have all the resources here that you need to get moving. If it's rehab that you need, they're here for you. If it's fitness that you need, I'm here for you. So you have the resources. So if you're concerned about having the ability to get up and down off the floor, having the strength or the flexibility or the balance or whatnot, we have all the resources here at ACTS to help you accomplish that and to help you live a long life. Work out, you'll live longer, right? And these are real people. Turbo Granny, she's actually a real person. And so these are real quotes from real people. So it's pretty inspirational to see these people achieving such physical accomplishments later in life. There's actually a gentleman, and he is part of this. He's not on here. He took up body surfing at the age of 90. He decided that's something he wanted to do. So it's never too late, and y'all are in the right place to be able to make those things happen. So we will give you this printout if you'd like one of these inspirational quotes to take with you today, so it can remind you of why you came today and why you're motivated to get out of here and go find the opportunity to get better, right? So, do you have anything else, Karen?
No, that's it. So thank you guys for coming.
Oh, question.
Oh, question. Hold on. Okay, so there was the question, can we get the printout of some of the exercises?
Yes, I've also thought about making a little short mini video to put on channel 900 or 901, whichever it is, of some of these exercises so you can follow them in your apartment, which might be easier than a printout. Might be easier to just see them on video. So we're going to explore some of that.
Right.
Any other questions, y'all?
And always a note with exercises, if you've never exercised before or you haven't in a really long time, make sure to get with myself or Melissa because we want to make sure you're doing it in a safe way. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yep. Okay, so the question was, walking east to west is a really long way. You're exhausted by the time you get to exercise. Not the first time we've heard that. So that's definitely, something that we can
explore that. It's also an option if you're still driving. You can also drive your car over to west, and you can park over there in the parking lot and come straight down. That's an option too, also. So.
But I will say that if it's exhausting to walk from east to west, then you probably need to be doing it more. Unpopular opinion. Yes, sir. Oh, sorry. What was your question? Yes, I can get that. Yep, I can do that. The question was, can we get pictures of the 3 different common ways? So I can get those. I'll figure out how to get some copies to you, maybe on the link. What was your question?
Question about balance.
Yep.
Okay. Is there something similar to this that focuses on balance?
Okay, so the question was, is there something similar to this that focuses on balance? So Melissa has a couple of different classes that focus on balance. So if you're already used to exercising, you can definitely try those. Tuesday at 11:30 is kind of the starter
Yes.
class.
And then 10:30 on Tuesdays is total core and total static balance. So if that is something you're interested in, it's 10:30. Of course, it's in the atrium. But we go through all the static balance movements, okay? So your stork stand, your flamingo, your star pose. We go through all those and we hold them for about 16 seconds. Okay, so if that's something you're interested in, we do have that on Tuesdays. And of course, REHAB has major programs for balance.
Right, so if you need something specific, if you try one of Melissa's classes and you're like, this is just I'm not quite ready for this, REHAB's a good start. We can tailor exercises specifically to your deficit. So that's always a good place to start. Yes, sir.
REHAB offered new residents a program where we went over there and got tested and found out that we needed help on balance. So that he may not have had that program yet.
Yes. All right. So the comment was REHAB has a program not only for new residents but for everyone. It's called Thrive. Yep, so they're free annual screens. So we encourage you, come once a year. We test your strength, balance, flexibility, your mind, and your energy. It's just a really good way to keep tabs on yourself, right? You go to the doctor annually and get your blood work, so why not come check up on those other areas? And as Mr. Randolph said, that showed him that he needed to work on X, Y, and Z, and then he got to come and address them and hopefully is doing a little bit better with them, right? So.
Falling down yet, so I guess I'm doing better.
Good. So yeah, so that's also a great way. If you're not really sure where to start, that Thrive screen is a great way, and we can recommend, hey, go straight to Melissa, or hey, yeah, you really do need to start with therapy first. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Is there a charge, or can we get a prescription from the doctor? How do we work for finances in rehab?
Okay, so the question was, how do you work finances for rehab? The Thrive screen is free. That's just part of being an ACT. So if you want to come for that, it is of no charge to you. And if you want to get physical therapy, occupational therapy, or speech therapy, you do have to have an order from your doctor. So once you have that order, you bring it over to us. We send your insurance up to corporate. They run the insurance and it comes back. Unfortunately, some of the Medicare Advantage plans we are completely out of network with. And that is something corporate is working on to try and get in network with those programs. If you have traditional Medicare and a secondary, you're usually good. Your secondary usually covers anything your Medicare doesn't.
What does the doctor need to say in his prescription if we're coming to assess our ability to get up and down?
Okay, yep. So the question was, what should the order say if you want to come for the floor transfer training? It can simply say physical therapy to eval and treat, or occupational therapy to eval and treat. Either of those disciplines can see you for that. So it doesn't have to specify floor transfers. That's just something you can tell us when you get there, hey, I need to work on this. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, anything else? Okay.
You don't have to take them home with you. Yes, if you can just put them on the counter or the trash can back there. Don't throw them in the trash. I can reuse them. Yeah.
All right, thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, and I have the handouts too.
Yep.
Don't forget to send me that screen.
Yes, yes, sir, I will.
And you forgot to mention ballroom